Welcome back, everybody. My name is Nicholas, and this is Investing Against the Grain. So we had a pretty great day today in the stock market. Just in general, Tesla had a nice day. Let me go ahead and share my screen, and we'll see if I can pull this up. All right, cool. So you guys should be able to see this now. So here, let me just try and move myself out of the way. Actually, yeah. Let's bring my mug down here, and let's see if we can downsize this a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay, so here we can see that Tesla had a nice gap this morning, right? Look at this. We closed what, Friday at, call it just under 196 maybe, and here it is. No, well, do around 196. Just call it that. And today we popped up, right, and we opened right above 202, and then we just kind of had to march higher to 207. 207, 208, 20. And then we start to sell off. And I thought that we were going to have, just another one of those days where everything just sells off and you're just kind of banging your head against the wall. Like, come on, can we freaking just get some momentum here? And sure enough, we actually did, and going into the rest of the day, we hit a high of 209.42, right, 420. And then we kind of sold off a little bit and then had a nice little bump back up towards the end of the day. So very, very solid day for Tesla. If you see over here, let me see, I can't really zoom in much more here, but you guys can see here all the auto stocks. I mean, pretty much everything did decent today. Nothing like too crazy. Stellantis was up about, 0.04 cents. So, nothing crazy there. Volkswagen was up 19 cents. Let's see, Lordstown was up about 2 cents, right? I mean, that's essentially a junk stock now. NEO, another kind of penny stock, up 3 cents. Let's see, Lucid's been struggling, right? They have a problem. They do not seem to have a good grasp on demand, and their production seems to be, faltering as well, and they're selling every vehicle at a loss, right? They're hemorrhaging money every single quarter, so I doubt the Saudis let Lucid go under, but it's definitely not looking the best. Anyways, let's see, Rivian. Rivian's one that did pretty decent today. Actually, was up $1.13, so 6.5%. That was a pretty decent outperformance by them. I mean, that was 6.5%. That's actually a better return than what Tesla had today. GM, up 13 cents. Nothing crazy. And then Ford 12 cents, so about 1.5%. But really, it was Tesla was the main event today. And so the reason I bring all this up to you is to show you that this is kind of the difference about Tesla versus everything else. And this probably has a lot to do going into Investor Day. But what I was really excited about, it was this. So here's a different view of the same kind of chart, right? And this is based off the 1 hour. And so if you come in here, all right, let me just kind of explain a little bit. So if you look at the red line is the 22 exponential EMA moving average, and then the yellow line is the 11-day. Now, normally, this is actually tends to be a very, very strong indicator. I'm not a big technical person or anything, but when I have an investment, I like to be able to look at this to see where the momentum currently is. And it can give you, good ideas of, is this time to be buying more, or should I just hold off buying for a little bit, right? So just to find your better entries for the cash that you want to deploy. And so anyways, so whenever you see that the 11-day moving average goes over the 22 on the 1 hour, it has been a historically very strong indicator. In fact, if you were to be a trader, not the saying I am, but if you were to be a trader and you were to just follow this one metric, you would have actually outperformed over the long term investing in Tesla this way rather than being a long-term shareholder. Now, then you have to deal with taxes, right? So, it's kind of probably a wash at that point. But the point is, this is a strong indicator. So anyways, here again, if I zoom in, you can see at this point, this was back in January 9th. The 11 crossover to 22, it stayed over, right? So if you were here and you had bought into it at that time because that was your signal, look at how well you would have done. Here, okay, it crosses back over, went down a little bit, up, goes back up. Right here, this is where it gets like a little choppy. But here you could see that we had crossed under the 22, which would be, indicator, like kind of a bearish indicator for the stock, at least in the short term. And so it's been down, it's been down, it's been down. And then today we had that moment. We had that moment where we finally crossed up again. And so to me, the hack coupled with what's going to happen on Wednesday, this is pretty bullish. So I'm pretty excited about this. And, I think there's potentially, just more good things to come. So let me get back out of that. All right. So I got a few other things I want to talk about. I want to look at with all of you. But before we get into that, look, with everyone's kind of wondering like what's going to happen with Tesla on Thursday, right? The day after the event, or Friday, should I be YOLOing in now? Should I not? Look, this channel is all about long-term investing. So my opinion is hold your shares going into this, hold your shares going out of this, hold your shares to the next decade plus. Right, I intend never selling, to be honest. Ideally, you accumulate enough of a net worth that you can just live off of that. All right, so, and there's many different ways to do that. We've talked about it before, but the point is, I would not want to be out of Tesla at this point, not going to this event. Now I know I was just on Twitter Spaces with Christian and Herbert and everybody, and people were talking about how Herbert has a bet with Alexandra Mers about whether or not Tesla's going to be up or down the next day, and they have a bet with that. And so Herbert thinks it's going to go down, right? What are the odds of that? But yeah, so my thought is like, look, everybody thinks that it's going to go down, and maybe it will. Hey, odds are it will go down. But what if it doesn't? What if something does get shown? What if Wall Street does react? What if this is a very exciting bullish thing? What if something unexpected happens? I would not want to be out of it at that point. So take that with what you will. Take it all with a grain of salt. None of this financial advice, but just giving my 2 cents. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen again, and we'll start off with some more disclaimers. So here, let me see if I can zoom in on this a little bit better for you guys. So Farzad tweeted, Tesla investors, buy the rumor, sell the news has been a hallmark of this stock. Tread lightly, not financial advice. Agree on both those statements. Here you have Yashu replying to him saying, agreed, institutional investors salivate at the idea of selling short-term premium to retail investors. Monday rallies in Tesla common, then premium drainage rest of the week. Be cautious. And so, yeah, just sharing this with all you guys, just, heed the warning, be cautious. It's a fool's errand to go in there and try to YOLO everything and try to make a quick buck. There's no such thing. So just be mindful of that. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. So there's nothing else I can say. Fair warning. But with that said, I do think Tesla will be higher by the end of the week. So I'm fairly bullish. I'm of the mindset of hey, Tesla. Everyone, after earnings, it's always down, right? Every single time. We all know that. And look what happened this last time. This last time, we ran up $100. So, you tell me what that means. So anytime you think you know what's going to happen, it's probably the opposite that will happen. All right. So I also want to call your attention to this. Hans Nelson, if you don't know who he is, he shows up on Farzad's channel a lot. I've done a few live streams with him. Excellent guy. Just class act, and just all aspects. I believe he's also a mechanical engineer. But anyways, so Hans put together this thread that has kind of like everybody's predictions of what's going to happen. You see Good Soil, you see Dan Ives and Farzad, limiting factor, Tesla owners. Right? I mean, we go on and on. You got Yashu, we got Warren Redlick, we got Farzad again, Dave Lee. Just connecting the dots. You got just everybody's here. You got myself right here. If you guys haven't watched this, I released this video yesterday. Check it out. It's nice to speculate. Again, everything's kind of been aggregated here by Hans. You got Dr. Know-It-All, the other Gibbs in the community. But so everything's aggregated here. So I recommend you check it out. it's fun to see, and fun to see who ends up being right about what, and seeing what crazy predictions everybody has. All right, and with that said, let's get into some of the more spicy stuff from today. So let's look at this. Oh gosh. All right. So let me see if I can zoom in here a little bit, and I'll try to keep my face out of the way. Tesla overtakes Ford in U.S. brand loyalty award for the first time. GM and Tesla are the big winners in 2022 Automotive Loyalty Awards, with Tesla topping Ford for U.S. brand loyalty for the first time. So that's interesting. All right. Obviously, I can't read the rest of this, but the point is, you see this article, you see the headline. I think it's pretty bullish that, with everybody was saying that, Tesla or Elon's doing all this brand damage with Tesla because of the Twitter thing. And here we are with Tesla overtaking Ford with brand loyalty. What's wild to me, though, is that GM is still ahead of Tesla. I don't know how much brand loyalty there'll be moving forward for any of these OEMs. I mean, Ford has, the issue with the Lightning. So, they're hurting on that front. GM just, are they even producing anything? They got the Bolt, but other than that, it doesn't seem like they're making any EV sales. And then on top of that, this Ultium with the battery pouches and all that seems to be a dud. Seems like that's not going to go anywhere. So it really seems like, Tesla's going to be on an island all by themselves. So pretty excited for Tesla. And speaking excited for Tesla, everybody talks about all these demand issues that they may or may not have, and then Tesla just drops the prices, and guess what? Everything's gone. Well, on that note, right, you want to talk about demand issue. Well, if there's such a big demand issue, then you tell me why Tesla is continuing to just churn out vehicles at a Giga Berlin. They're now at 4,000 Model Ys at Giga Berlin as of this week. Think about it. That's insane. All right. Like this means that they're, I think, at a 208,000 vehicle run rate, assuming no downtime or anything. And this is the beginning of the year, right? We're still in February. I would imagine that, by this summer, they'll probably be at 5,000. And then, by the end of the year, maybe they're at 6,000. So then you do the math on that. And then don't forget, Austin's probably right behind them as well. And then who knows what happens on Wednesday. So I think this is just very, very bullish and just extremely exciting. So congrats to Giga Berlin for this accomplishment, and keep churning them out. All right. Like the more you make, the better that is for the numbers as well. Right. Because that makes the efficiency of Giga Berlin even higher, because they're getting more out of that plant. So extremely excited about that. And while we're talking about exciting things, let's get more into the speculative side. Well, here we have Mexican presidents set to speak with Elon Musk on Monday morning. So this probably happened today. And so here we'll read a little bit. President Andrés Manuel López Obrador is holding a call on Monday morning with Tesla Inc. Chief Executive Elon Musk, two officials said. After the Mexican leader revealed he would be talking to the owner of the electric vehicle maker. López Obrador made his remark as he was finishing the regular morning news conference, without explaining precisely if he meant Musk, who is the company's largest shareholder. Two Mexican officials later confirmed the president was referring to Musk. Tesla did not immediately reply for requests. News of the call comes after López Obrador said on Friday Tesla would be denied permits to build a plant in northern state Nuevo León, where the company has been considering investing if water in this arid region is scarce. So those comments, yada yada. Okay, so anyways, pretty. Just yet another breadcrumb, right? Like that's all we're seeing here. These breadcrumbs about what's going on. I imagine this call was probably for the finalization, in my mind, right? If I'm gonna continue with my own theories, this call was probably about the finalization about where Elon should, which state he should choose, what region he should choose in Mexico for their plant. I think that plant will be one that's dedicated towards this Generation 3 platform vehicle, whether it's robo taxis, whether it's a specific built vehicle. So is pretty excited. But let's talk about something that, you know, maybe is a little bit of a I don't know, like a sore spot now, because I want to make sure we're covering everything. So obviously Tesla had to come out with this, or they didn't have to. This was voluntary, right? So this was a update vehicle firmware to improve certain FSD beta driving operations. Okay, so first thing to note, this is a voluntary recall on certain, you know, on the vehicles that have FSD beta. And obviously only the US and Canada have FSD beta right now in actual use, so it's only affected to these. And to be clear, this will all be done over a software update, which includes the remedy that will improve FSD and how FSD beta negotiates certain driving maneuvers. All right, so here's some questions that people ask. And I think the biggest one, let's see, will be this part. Will owners continue to receive FSD beta? I think this is what's been giving people heartburn. Until a software version containing the fix is available, we have paused the rollout of FSD beta to all who have opted in, but have not yet received the software version containing FSD beta. All right, so how big of a deal is this in the big scheme of things? All right, in my opinion, probably not that big of a deal. All right, this is gonna be a software update. It's gonna go over the air. And in reality, look, these are this is a voluntary recall, right? So it's not like they're forced by NHTSA or anything. This is completely voluntary. And on top of that, look, they're going to be addressing issues they have to address. Bottom line, one way or another, they had to address these. So this is just more so Tesla listening to what NHTSA cares about. And I think this is bullish for us because one, it shows that NHTSA is working with Tesla. Right? We want NHTSA to be working with Tesla. But on the other hand, it also shows that Tesla cares about what NHTSA cares about. And if NHTSA deems XYZ to be important, it's important to Tesla, and Tesla's going to go ahead and take care of it. Right? Because what you don't want is all of these concerns, these potential recalls, a stackpile, and next thing you know, NHTSA says, hey, you know what, Tesla, you got too much going on. These things were voluntary, but now there's so many voluntary things that we're going to nix this. You got to stop rolling this out. You got to pull it back. This is not good. Right? So Tesla's just kind of saying, nope, we're going to take this and we're going to knock these out left and right as they come. So I think this is more so bullish than anything. I love the way that Tesla and NHTSA are working together, and I think the 11.3 is right around the corner. All right, we'll see it come out. We'll all eventually get it. So just be patient, and hopefully before up until then, Homers doesn't starve. You know, I know he's holding out for all of us. All right, so I'm gonna leave today's episode with one more thing. I guess something a little more exciting. So this is the stage. If you have never been to Giga Texas, this is the entrance to it, right? So this is the entrance, but you can tell that they're getting all this ready for the event itself. And so this is interesting. This is a big stage in my opinion. So it seems like it's going to be all outside. But what I just thought was really cool is, to me, when I look at this, to me, it looks like the Tesla Model Plaid emblem, right? Where it's like, you have this one focal point and then everything kind of comes out to it. So take a look at this. So you see this, and then you see this. It reminds me of each other. I don't know. By the way, this is just kind of trippy to look at. Like, the more I look at this, the trippier and trippier it looks. And maybe it's just a photo, but I think it's also the intention to make it look this way. I mean, it's kind of hard to understand what you're looking at, to be completely honest. But yeah, so very excited about that. You know, Wednesday cannot come soon enough. And then, once Wednesday comes, I'm sure I'm gonna be sitting there, just thinking, just take it all in. Don't wish this time away. But we'll see what happens. I'm extremely excited. Love the stock price action today. Hopefully that continues into tomorrow, and hopefully, there's no weird androgynous things to happen when it comes to the markets. So let's be optimistic out there. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Looking forward to doing more of these videos with all of you, and extremely excited for Wednesday. So we should have a pretty fun recap on Thursday or Friday. I actually have a poker game on Thursday, so we might not do Thursday, but maybe Friday, or maybe I'll be able to squeeze it on Thursday. We'll find out. All right, we're gonna leave it there. I appreciate everybody if you stuck to the end, and you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell. Love you all. Peace.